The Dedication 6 Reloaded have finally came out, and it kind of reminds me of the whole thing where they had Metallica and they did the whole Reloaded thing. And I thought that they maybe were inspired by that, or maybe just straight up took their idea. I would be okay with either, but you know what? Let's just get into this review. Now, of course, this dedication is far better. It's a far improved album than the last. Of course, there is some stuff that is pretty iffy, like on the song, of course, Lightyear. He asked why was his chick raped, and he mentioned raped, and also on the song For Nothing, he of course mentions this whole thing that he spikes a girl's drink like volleyball, but that whole volleyball drink thing was kind of like questionable. But other than that, he just drops straight up jewels throughout the whole damn album. So you start out with a track like For Nothing, which have this little interlude by DJ Drama where he says that he texts that they need a vacation, but it auto-corrected to dedication, and that's why this whole album was made. And I thought that that was very cool. And throughout the whole album, you get these little snippets of Lil Wayne being interviewed and how they ask him questions like on the song Sick. He talks about how Drake bought him a house, and that's the craziest gift that he ever bought him. And I thought that that was very cool because it actually comes to the whole family feud thing. And Drake, of course, he steals the show by talking a lot of truth and saying that the record industry screwed Lil Wayne and it wasn't Birdman and nobody wins when the family feud. And also you have a song like Abracadabra where, Lil Wayne, he has this quotable where he says that the girl knows that magic isn't real, but he is. I thought that that was pretty cool. And on the song Back from the 80s, I really wish it had a little bit more 80s references. It doesn't really like stick to a whole theme or whatever. Like I really wish they could have really did that. But hey, it has this cool little thing where he says that he's too high to go on a hiatus. I thought that that was a pretty cool little line to actually have on your little song. And another interesting thing about the song Back from the 80s is that, there's this little thing on the song Don't Shoot 'em where they say that a crack flow 80s baby. Yeah, I wish that was on like the song Back to the 80s. At least it has something to like tie it in. But the song Don't Shoot 'em is pretty well. It's a pretty good song. Rich the Kid sadly kind of bored me on the song. And on the song Don't Shoot 'em, he has this little reference that Nicki Minaj, the craziest thing that she bought him was some shoes, kind of like the bootleg version of what he did on Sick, but overall, pretty nice track. On the song Gumbo, Gutta Gutta, I think he might have sneaked this 6ix9ine because he says a line that his eyes are red as Trippy, and Trippy is beefing with 6ix9ine really hard. So it's ironic that they would redo his song and then name his rival. So I thought that that was pretty interesting. And again, on the song, he has this very nice little thing where he says that I can't fuck with a person in a truce that act like Mother Goose. I really thought that that was pretty nice. And he has another reference where he says that he never gets cold feet when serving that work in the snow. I thought that that was also a pretty nice little reference. Now, when I heard the title Freaky Side, I thought that Lil Wayne would make this a sex jam, but no, it's actually a prison jam, or maybe a little bit of both, depending on which prison you go into. But they yell out "Free Meek Mill," and they did a remix to a remix to Meek Mill's song "Dreams and Nightmares," which is a few years old. But hey, he's in the prison, so I guess that's one of his most popular songs. And of course, they did "Rest in Peace" the Slim Soldier. I thought that was pretty nice. And Lil Wayne at the end of the track talks about his influence to the younger people. I thought that was also pretty nice. And on the song also, Lil Wayne does this clever reference where he says that Coke on the table, the girl gonna get to a bottom line. I thought that was also nice. Speaking of Coke on the song Two Hot Girls on for TV, I thought that was it has them like opening snorting Coke, and I thought, wow, not only is this guy drinking Houston drank, but he might be snorting Coke. But little twist, he actually us with a very solid performance on this whole album. I was very impressed. Now, the mention of Houston Drank, which is lean, which of course Lil Wayne have survived multiple seizures because of lean. I kind of think that that's actually risking his health, but hey, do you, bruh, do you? But Groupie Gang actually, is of course a reference to Gucci Gang, and they even sampled the whole hook. That was pretty nice. Yo, the previous track has this one line where he says, if the if the bread gets low, I'm going to kidnap John Doe. You get it? Because, bread or dough comes from bread, or bread comes from dough. And of course, kidnapping is a huge business to make money, and John Doe could be anybody. So that's a pretty nice reference. Now, this album is not really full with all classics. There's some duds like Weezy and Madonna, and also kinda I feel go brazy compared to the other tracks. I really felt like these weren't needed. On the song "Keep," he does this little thing where he says, "Oh well, she's lying through her teeth. I didn't want her to be a dentist." I thought that was pretty nice. Also, I thought the for nothing little thing where he says wolves never cry wolves even if you feed them onions, hilarious. And I already did a reaction to Bloody Mary. I did a reaction to like Family Feud. I did a reaction to what else did I? Oh, Big Bad Wolf. Of course, this album is lit. Like the mixtape is overall lit. I mean, Main Thing, again, not really one of my favorite tracks. Main Thing's not really one of my favorite tracks. The song Go Brazy, Weezy and Madonna. Really, even some of my not really favorite tracks are actually just, bearable, pretty nice. This is a solid project, and I like it way strides better than the fucking last project. It had too many features. This project just has Lil Wayne just spitting his mind out on this whole album. I love it. Another thing, for nothing have him saying, I'm about to see the plug, and I'm talking no electrician. I mean, just genius. And she flushed the work. Now it's time to be a plumber. Just brilliant, man. You have Big Bad Wolves, one of the best songs released this year. You have Family Feud, one of the best songs released last year. I mean, just this album very much deserves to be critically acclaimed, if you ask me. And I'm personally going to give this album a 7. It's a lit little project that Lil Wayne have released. Now tell me, how do you feel about this little album? This album, which is 19 tracks of Lil Wayne spitting his heart out with a few features, It's a pretty tight album. I gave it a 7, of course. But what would you give it? Please leave it in the comment down below. And hey, This is just a flag YouTuber. I'm out, guys. Boop, 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 boop.